saying you can't fight City Hall, but at least you can complain about it, right?
Well, no, you can't, say some South Florida residents who've been banned from speaking to the Homestead City Council. Why? The 19's Patrick Frazier has more in this 7 News investigation.
Dr. Eric McDonough's yard has a lot of fruit trees, and his wall has a lot of academic achievements.
The equivalent of a master's in organic synthesis and a PhD in inorganic thermochemistry.
Yeah. Living a few miles away, Kim Hill is also a college graduate, and like Eric, is a community activist in Homestead.
We begin to say, hey, we would like to be able to have body cameras to protect citizens.
Kim is a middle school teacher in Homestead and began to push the city council to buy body cameras for police after a Homestead officer killed one of his students' father.
We talked about transparency in government by allowing body cameras.
Eric says he was inspired to become an activist after a Homestead officer ran him off the road. Eric says he then saw the officer while walking in his neighborhood a few days later.
Demands that I stop right there. He said if I didn't stop, he would arrest me, and said he was going to show me you don't F with a cop.
This is a moral struggle.
Eric and Kim both began speaking at the Homestead City Council meetings, demanding changes in the city. Eric says they were not warmly received.
Mid-speech, Officer Wright, who was acting as the sergeant of arms of the meeting, approached me and said that he needed me to leave.
Eric says when he showed up at the next city council meeting, the same officer told him he was banned from City Hall. Eric said okay, and then...
As I said bye-bye, I extended my middle finger.
After being flipped off, the officer responded.
Officer Wright asked me to turn around, put my hands behind my back.
What am I being arrested for? Disorderly conduct.
I asked what I was being arrested for, and he told me disorderly conduct.
Kim says his verbal complaints about the police and his suggestions to fix the problems led to the same treatment.
And I was surrounded by 4 officers, and they escorted me on the outside. They said I was being cited with trespass. I'm not trespassing. This is a government building.
Eric says after he started complaining about the city, accusing them of, among other things, corruption, the city passed what they called a decorum ordinance, allowing the commission to ban anyone they feel is boisterous, impertinent, or slanderous. Eric says he doesn't think he's any of those, but he says the police and politicians do. Because of that, he says they've come after him.
I've been arrested 3 times now. All 3 times I was arrested had falsified arrest affidavits.
Eric thinks it's clear what's going on.
If anybody comes and says anything negative about the police department or the city, they get retaliated against, they get removed from the meetings.
Eric has now hired an attorney to fight the city.
You're allowed to give the finger, curse at police, as long as you're not encouraging others to cause a disruption.
Alan Greenstein says the city can't ban people from speaking at council meetings because the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to speak out.
They certainly can't ban you from speaking, which is a violation of his First Amendment rights.
We wanted to talk to the police and the mayor about Eric and Kim's complaints. We were told no one would talk. Because, the spokesman wrote, this is a pending criminal matter. There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, and the city will have more to say when we're able to. Meaning, as of today, neither man is allowed to even walk into City Hall.
Today is me, but tomorrow it might be the little old lady. Tomorrow it might be the Hispanic. Tomorrow it might be the white veteran.
Banned, the 2 men say, not because of anything they did, but because Homestead officials didn't like what they said. I'm Patrick Frazier, 7 News.